Orders of the day.
Ballot item number 19, Order M165, second reading of Bill 165, an act to regulate home inspectors. Mr. Dong.
The member for Trinity-Spadina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move the second reading of Bill 165, an act to regulate home inspectors.
Mr. Dong has moved second reading of Bill 165, an act to regulate home inspectors. Pursuant to Standing Order 98, the member has 12 minutes for his presentation. The member for Trinity-Spadina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm privileged to rise today to speak to my private member's bill titled Licensed Home Inspector Act. I want to begin by welcoming the stakeholders who are in the gallery and who have remained committed to building a healthy home inspection industry. Len Inkster, Patrick O'Reilly from Ontario Association of Certified Home Inspectors, Murray Parrish, David Haller from Ontario Association of Home Inspectors, and Graham Clark and T.J. Smith, as well as William Stratus from Eagle Audit. I want to recognize the hard work they've done in support of all home inspectors, and I want to make sure those work does not go unnoticed. My EA, Sean Ogborn, and my former OLIP intern, Sarah O'Sullivan, and I brought this bill forward to enhance consumer protection for homeowners and to unify the industry. The purchase of a home is one of the largest investments homeowners will make in their lifetime. That investment should be protected. Many home buyers, especially the first-time buyers, rely on expert opinion of a home inspector with regard to the condition of a potential home. However, if you ask home buyers whether or not they know home inspection is a non-regulated industry, I believe many will be shocked to hear that there is no regulated body to license or regulate. There is no way for consumers to confidently know their home inspector is meeting the high and consistent standard we expect in Ontario. Mr. Speaker, I have heard over and over from constituents about the challenge they have faced with their home purchases that could have been flagged by a qualified home inspector. Now there are several hard-working home inspector associations who are dedicated to the professionalism of the industry. These associations, some of whom are in the gallery today, have given the industry a strong foundation to build on. However, these associations have varied governing systems and requirements that could be confusing to average consumers. Mr. Speaker, industry stakeholders whom I've consulted with have expressed strong support to regulating the industry to make sure it's sustainable and trusted by Ontarians. Mr. Speaker, this bill, if passed, will create one licensing regime operating under an independent board that reflects different aspects of the home inspection industry. The Delegated Administrative Authority, or a DAA, will carry out licensing and other regulatory responsibilities at arm's length to the Ministry of Government and Consumer Services. Regulations by an industry funded by DAA is a way to ensure more level playing field for home inspectors to operate with similar qualifications. By enforcing a single standard, the DAA would provide greater transparency and consumer protections in the ever-changing market. This bill also proposes accountability measures such as minimum mandatory insurance, a code of ethics, and other requirements which will be determined in the regulation process. Very good. Licensed by proposed DAA, qualified home inspectors will earn the legal title of licensed home inspectors, which symbolizes professionalism and industry standard. In short, the creation of a home inspection DAA would provide consistent, reliable service by licensed home inspectors at an affordable price. Mr. Speaker, during the consultation process, some asked me why a DAA model. 5 years ago, Mr. Don Drummond, a prominent public economist, and published a report that later became known as the Drummond Report. In it, Drummond referenced the Delegated Administrative Authority review. This review found that the DAA model worked effectively and efficiently as a regulatory body for consumer protection. The benefits of a DAA were found to be reducing cost to government and reducing size of government as service delivery is transferred to an external, not-for-profit service provider, improving regulatory outcomes and improving efficiency. Government oversight is retained and increased industry engagement through participation on the board. The Drummond Report and a DAA review have confirmed that a DAA is the best body to regulate home inspectors. But most importantly, a DAA model was the recommendation of the 2013 panel and was seen as the most beneficial to the majority of those that we've consulted. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned earlier, I have heard issues from many of my constituents in Trinity-Spadina. For in one incident, an individual made a large investment in the condo purchase downtown. After electing not to have an inspection done, this individual found a problem that is now causing the family extreme irritation and discomfort at their home. In hindsight, this issue could have been easily flagged by the qualified inspector. In addition of speaking to constituents, I spent a long period of time speaking to a variety of stakeholders in the home inspection industry. Issues such as getting complaints from consumer about an individual call themselves a home inspector, searching for an individual in the association records to find out they don't belong to that association, and the needing to refer the consumer to make a complaint elsewhere because the person is not a part of their association. The DAA would make navigation easier for consumers. Either they're licensed, can be found through the DAA, or they're not licensed and are breaking the law. They told me that the home inspector do more than just inspect the house. They act as a consultant to home buyers and also educating them on how to take care of their beloved home. Another interesting use of a home inspection will take place before a major renovation. Based on his or her knowledge and expertise, a licensed inspector will spot potential issues, help the owner to minimize or to avoid financial loss. Many stakeholders mentioned that in the hot real estate market, individuals are waiving the option of having a home inspection. I view this as a great loss, especially to first homeowners who without a home inspection are taking a risk on their investment and on their family's health and safety. If passed, the home inspection DAA will build up the profile of a home inspector industry and inject consumer confidence into this invaluable service. Encouraging more consumers to utilize home inspectors. Mr. Speaker, in the 2013, year 2013, the Ministry of Consumer Services brought together an expert panel to look at qualifying home inspectors. The panel included home inspectors, consumer advocates, educators, and other professionals in the sectors such as real estate, law, and insurance. The panel prepared a comprehensive report that recommends the regulation of home inspectors, and I want to thank the minister, who's not here right now, I want to thank the minister.
I remind the member we're not supposed to make reference.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Speaker. I want to thank the Minister of Consumer Services for bringing the panel together this past summer and reaffirm the report and continue to take a leadership role in consumer protection. Mr. Speaker, home inspectors provide an important service to Ontarians as they have the ability to assess the home the way an average consumer cannot. The longevity of the industry very much depends on the trust of Ontarians. Unfortunately, just one unqualified home inspector could breach that trust. A home inspection DAA would allow consumers to know with certainty that a home inspector they are hiring is a qualified and competent. Given the record-breaking real estate transaction taking place in Ontario, more than ever, we need a reliable, affordable home inspection industry. This bill is about protecting consumers, ensuring sustainability of an industry and upholding the principle of transparency and accountability. In closing, I respectfully ask the member of this House for your support for better protection for homeowners and a stronger home inspection industry. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.